And good afternoon. Guess what? The Outlaws in Ontario. Right now I'm in here in County in Grand Bend, Ontario. We went and took a run out to the lake today. We didn't get aerial shots because the wind was blowing so hard, and I did just post a video of all the waves on there. But we did do our first small business today, and it revolves around the agriculture industry. And what more could be more Canadian to start our travel with the maple syrup? A nice 2 liter bottle to take home, plus some maple sugar candy. And we visited the Fort Rose Maple Company, and I do hope that you enjoy the video. I think, and share it with your friends. I think it's a well worthwhile trip in February, especially when the maple syrup, maple sap is flowing, and they have a pancake shop there. They serve hot pancakes, and you can put on maple syrup. So enjoy the video. We hope you like it. See you soon. Rose. That's the store right there, yeah. And there's somebody there. Hi, buddy. Let's maybe park up by where the truck is, yeah. Okay, well, let's go and take a look. And
a view of what we can see.
hey, buddy, how you doing? Good to see you. Oops. Hello.
Hey,
Do you mind if I record?
what are you recording?
Well, I'm Bruce. I'm from Alberta. And I'm a former journalist. Well, I'm still a journalist. I guess you never stop being that way. But my wife and I decided in retirement is what we would do, is that we would travel the country and feature small businesses, small independent businesses. My wife comes from Arthur.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so, and this is not my wife, this is our friend Patty. But, so I wanted to come down because she had phoned earlier and saying, take a look at the maple syrup farm production.
This is where my bruising. I had surgery last week.
Yeah, she's got a new plate put in. So how many liters of maple syrup are you producing every year?
Every year, right around 20,000, 20 to 22,000 liters of syrup.
22,000 liters. Now, as far as like, I guess the biggest thing is that's affecting the maple syrup industry is probably the change in climate and the much warmer temperatures that we get in winter. Maybe not so much this year,
Not so much
obviously.
this year. We've been done making syrup for basically 2 weeks today.
Yeah.
But you don't have to go far, and they're still making syrup.
Yeah.
Just because we had too many days where it was really warm
Yeah.
in a row, and then our trees got too far on, and they budded out. So
Right.
yeah. Otherwise, it's still good weather for making syrup. It's just the syrup's no good anymore for us.
Yeah, I guess
in
it
this
would
area.
lose. Yeah, it would lose its effectiveness. Sweetness. Yeah. When do you start tapping trees normally in Ontario?
Generally, in our area, we're tapping trees mid-February.
Mid-February. Yeah.
Yeah. And this year, we didn't start tapping till like the end of February.
Okay, yeah, because I noticed it was a lot colder than it would have normally been. Like, I mean, when I was here last year,
Oh yeah.
it was like,
Last year was exceptionally early
yeah.
season. Yeah.
And so I was surprised when it snowed. And I'm going, I left Alberta, it was 20 degrees.
Yeah, it's actually warm out there now, right?
It's actually warm out there. We missed it out. So do you find that, I don't know how much you grow for export, but I know with the tariffs that are coming into place, again, I don't think that, because I would imagine that maple syrup was covered under the original agreement.
I don't think it was listed under the original one.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's no tariffs on syrup at the moment.
At the moment, so
No.
so far you're okay. Yeah, I mean,
But it doesn't really affect us. Like right here, it'll be more of the export comes out of Quebec.
Now, I mean, we don't have sugar maple trees in Alberta,
Right.
and perhaps you might explain to the people, certainly out west, just exactly how much sap it actually takes to create 1 gallon of maple syrup.
The old saying is 40 to 1, but it's never really 40 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
In our area, we're usually in that 2 to 2.2% sugar of sap. Like the sap of the tree is 2 to 2.2%, and we got to get it to 66.5 to get syrup. So at 2.2, it's 43 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually at 2.2, it is about 40 to 1. But this year our sugar was low all season. It started out really low, and it never really did get up to 2%. And I'm attributing that to we had a really dry and hot late summer and fall. So when the trees finished off, they finished too fast and never got the sugar put down. Right. So, but this year our average is probably about 53 to 1. So
52 to 1, so that's actually quite a bit higher in order to get down to the thing. I'm just going to come out over here with me and we'll see. Just if I don't come home with maple syrup, I'm going to be in.
Yeah, so this is the amber on this shelf, and then we got dark, which is getting low. Dark, amber's most common, dark's really catching up in the popularity though.
Right.
And then we also got a bit of golden, which generally don't sell a lot in bottles. And then we got very dark.
And how much is the dark here?
2 liters are 35, 1 liter are 20.
What do you think, Karen?
I think you should get 5.
Yeah, Patty's taking me around to all the different places, and then I'm spending the next couple of weeks in Toronto. I mean, when we started this, I sort of said to them, I said, I really don't want to deal with franchises because that's a beast of an entirely different nature. I want to go out and talk to people who are producing or who are an independent business. Well, I'm overweighing my bag for the airplane.
Well, you can always leave it at my house.
This is true.
Yeah, he knows.
I like how that one.
They do when they're doing breakfast when the maple syrup is running. It's really good here
Yeah,
too.
our breakfast is done though, so.
Oh yeah, I saw the sign. April the 6th. We just missed it.
Do you hold on for a second, Patty?
Yep, that's right.
It's on debit.
To find my green card here.
I don't need a bag. I've got some in the car.
I got a little bit of pot paper, right?
Okay, I'll take that.
That's because I put it on the other side. So, do you mind? Can you show us around a bit?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
As I said to my daughter, who's now the reporter, I said, this is going to wind up being a full-fledged documentary at one point in time or another. Because there's just so much available that a lot of people don't know about, and how important it is that they do.
Nope. Tap not accepted. Please retry. Second here. There you go.
It's always twice.
It says you still got money, so you're good.
Oh, I'm on a strict budget, so I've been told. Perfect.
If you want to come out the other part.
Yeah, just a sec. Yeah, all right. Patty's just gonna put this in the car. Okay.
You can just leave it sitting there for now if you want.
So, how many people do you serve usually in the season when you're?
It's not like it was pre-COVID, but this year the numbers did come back. I don't even know the numbers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we probably average 550 a weekend.
Okay.
Okay, and then we do March break as well. So,
Okay.
but that's usually like 250 people a day. With a lot of grandparents with kids.
Okay.
Your lights on. This is the evaporator room.
Right.
And back in here is RO storage. Okay, so you want the quick idea how it works?
Sure. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
maple sap, like I said, we're going to say it's 2%. So at 2%, it takes 43 to 1. So we got to get to 66. Okay?
Yeah.
66 and a half. So we use reverse osmosis for the first step. So we're working out a whole bunch of woodlots all over the township so everything gets trucked home. And then there's tanks sitting outside when we're going. Everything's put away for now. So they'll dump the sap. And then basically I start by putting it through a reverse osmosis. So what it is a high pressure pump or high pressure pumps that push it through membranes. Okay?
Right.
And it basically starts through the bottom two, goes through the next one, and every membrane takes out some more water. Okay, so I'm taking it up to 14 to 16%.
Right.
So now I'm down to like a 6 or 7 to 1 that I gotta cook instead of that 42.
So that actually takes a great deal of the water.
That takes a great deal of the water. So it's basically it speeds up the process and saves a lot of fuel. So we use electricity instead of wood.
Right.
Okay, our evaporator's still wood fired. Otherwise, you'd burn oil or natural gas or propane.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the RO just pumps it up top into a tank, and then it starts. This is the evaporator. Okay?
Right.
So like I said, it's kind of reassembled, but not completely. It's all sitting up ready to store away for the summer.
Right.
So it goes up in the top tank, and it would just run in on a float. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the back pan, we basically run it about 8 inches deep because it's called a flue pan.
All right.
Okay, so it's got corrugations and everything. So that's how you call it. You get more heating area. So it goes to the back pan, does a lot of the evaporation, and then it would go on to another float system onto the front pans, which are flat bottom pans.
Right.
Okay. When we're actually making syrup, this is not in here. We don't use it. This is more we use for repacking throughout the summer.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And so it goes through the front pans through all the channels. As it's going through, it's getting a higher concentration of sugar.
Right.
Okay. So as your higher concentration of sugar rises, so does your boiling point. So water boils 212, syrup is 7 degrees above. So when it gets to the proper boiling temperature,
Right.
we know it's ready. So it would come off into a pot similar to that, okay?
Right.
And then it's basically done. We just got to filter it. So we just put it through filter press, which is like that.
Right.
Okay, so it just gets pumped through a filter press, comes out clean, and then we either put it into the canner or into drums, which is, there's a whole bunch
Right.
of them back
Okay.
there. And
So how I mean, you're selling by drum. You're probably selling mainly export. Then
when you're selling by drum, we sell to other producers, and packers locally. We used to, when COVID was on, we did send a bunch to Quebec,
Right.
right? And then because there's nowhere to go with it because everything is shut down.
That's right. Yeah.
So we're selling to other producers who don't make enough or need something. Like say they need more dark syrup, they need more golden syrup, right?
Right.
Or otherwise we'll sell it through our store. But bulk syrup is sold by the pound, not by the liter.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
See, there's something that I would know.
Yeah. Yeah. Bulk syrup. Basically, in the big game of things, people talk liters per tap, but it's actually pounds per tap because majority of the syrup is bulk sold.
Okay,
But
right.
because there's so much made, very little. A lot of producers they won't even, like the big producers in the north and Vermont and stuff, they won't even think about putting it in a bottle. They'll
Right.
just drum it and sell
Drum it and so it. Yeah.
Yep. And then this is how the grades work.
Okay.
So there's golden, amber, dark, very dark. That's a season from start to finish. So every day
Right.
I'll put a couple bottles up to show people the transition of how it works.
All right.
Okay, so that's an amber. And then we got making golden, amber, golden, and then of course it gets dark at the end.
Okay.
So we generally start making light, golden syrup, and we always end up making dark or.
And dark is just more of a process to get more liquid.
No, it's the same
out?
process. It's all the same sugar,
Yeah.
percentage of sugar. It's just the colors and flavors, so the balances of the different types of sugar change. So as you're cooking it,
Okay.
that's what the flavor is the sugar.
Yeah.
So when you're cooking it, the different balances, the different sugars, the flavor changes and the color changes.
Crazy.
So darker is a stronger maple.
Right.
Lighter is a milder flavor.
See. I always thought it was the more you rendered it down, the darker it got. Right?
No, it's all the same. It's all got to be 66.5 bricks sugar or better.
Okay. So basically, it's the color is actually due to the seasonal change.
That is
in the
that
temp.
exactly. It's seasonal change. It's basically a weather systems, right?
Right.
So I was really surprised we made this much amber syrup right off the bat because it's
Right.
usually golden. There's no really. It's really hard to explain, I guess. Really.
Okay.
Anyhow. So yeah, and then we do pancakes.
Yeah.
March.
Now, for those people who are watching this, when do you start open for your season?
Last weekend of February,
Last weekend of February.
and then we
right?
usually run for 6 or 7 weekends. Yeah.
Okay, and your name is?
Poland.
Colin. Pleased to meet you. Thank you
Yep.
for doing this for me.
Yep.
We're going to get this up and produced. Another one.
And what do you put this on?
It'll probably go to YouTube
Okay.
and Facebook. Eventually, what I would like to do is, like I say, put everything together and do a full feature on Canadian
Right.
stuff. Keep me busy for a retirement project.